what it means to be a girlfriend.
Good.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of
Just One Bite.
I'm Tiff at Take One for the Road.
And I'm Nina at Psycho Food. I know it sounds like kind of an odd title, but we'll be kind of covering what it actually means to be a girlfriend as with friends, and then a
Yes.
girlfriend with being as a partner.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I feel like they kind of have different meanings, but in essence, I feel like it means to obviously be someone who's there for someone else. In a certain way.
I just feel like girl friendships are so important.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you learn a lot from girl friendships, and you take it with you into relationships that aren't just with your girlfriends.
Your girls are going to be the ones who know you the best, and I feel like obviously girls kind of clue in with the same way of thinking a lot of times. We all kind of worry about the same things, and I feel like girls kind of have a very complex mind, but then we kind of keep up with each other. So
Yeah, and we also just look out for one another. I feel like, especially, I feel like all girls feel this way or have experienced this, where you're kind of in a situation and maybe you don't have the right glasses on, but your girlfriends will always have your best interests at heart and look out for you, even if you might be kind of blinded.
yeah, I feel like the girls will really good girlfriends are the ones who will be honest with you, and they obviously yes have your best interests at heart. But if there's something happening in your life and your girlfriends are saying something otherwise, I feel like it's very important to think about it, because they know what it is when you're full of life, and I feel like they know how you are in your best moments and your worst moments, and despite maybe a partner and stuff, maybe they haven't been in your whole chapter of your life, but certainly your friends are someone that you rely on, and you have a shared connection. So when a new person comes along, I feel I know it seems daunting for all those new people out there, new boyfriends or girlfriends, but and then when you meet the friends, and it's always kind of scary. You might feel scary, you know?
It should, because at the end of the day, you have to impress the best friends.
Yeah.
You know? Because your best friends are not going to be the ones wearing the rose tinted glasses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess what would you say for girlfriends? What are qualities you think a good girlfriend for friendships should be like? I think there's someone, yes, they're honest, someone who's loyal. That's a good one, because some people are fake out there.
I know.
Yeah.
And I think willing to grow, I think, is one of them, because friendships are complex. And speaking from experience, I think especially if you have friends who've been around for a really long time, since your childhood, we're all human. We all make mistakes, and people hurt people, and even if they it's not ill-intentioned, but being able to grow from that and become stronger friends after. So I feel like it's really important for friendships and girlfriends to just be understanding and realize too, if someone has I would say enriched your life in some way, but maybe you guys have come across an obstacle, or you guys aren't getting along. If they've enriched your life, just be understanding and communicate and be able to move forward with the friendship. And I feel like that's also just an important quality to have, because it's not always going to be perfect, you know?
I also think good girlfriends, there's someone who's a good listener and stuff, and I feel generally girls remember a lot of things in general. I mean, granted, I don't really have this is the super best memory, but I also think the true friends are the ones who remember all these details about you, and then I feel those girlfriends, you don't really have to say anything, and then they'll just know what part of the stage in X happening is going on, or they know why you thought of a certain
Yes.
result because of like all the experience that they've like endured with talking with you and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Going off of that too, just like being, a shoulder to cry on, to listen, especially because I feel like sometimes if we're going through something really hard in life, we just want to talk about it. And it's like, I know what it's like to be just like talking about the same thing over and over again or ranting to my friends, but I really appreciate the friends who will sit there and listen to me rant about the same thing over and over again. And vice versa, like I'll do that for my friends too.
Yeah, and sometimes I do kind of like girls because like words might hurt, but I think also like sometimes girls will just like straight up tell you like what it is and what like how come like they didn't do this or something this, and they'll like question the way that you think, but that's kind of like a growth mindset because you're like, well, why do you have to like be so stuck in whatever maybe like a problem that you're facing, and then you
Right.
talk to your girlfriends, and then even if it's maybe the same thing over and over again, they're with you to explore it, and I feel like they're with it to like help you try to like understand or grasp the situation. And then sometimes if you keep talking about it, it might not click the first time, the second, third, fourth, or
But
fifth time.
eventually,
It'll eventually click
It'll
by like the
eventually
fifth
get it.
time. And I feel like a lot like girlfriends will like do that like for you, and they don't mind you like saying like the same thing, and like I said, they're like with you in like that journey to help you like figure it out. But obviously it's like those girlfriends who are like obviously have your best interest at heart, because there's some girlfriends out there who are like, I've heard, that are so like mean to other people, and that's not how a true like girlfriend is. Like a girlfriend isn't someone who like judges you. Like a girlfriend isn't someone who's like if they're talking down at you, I guess. Like I know this sounds like I'm saying like general things that no, it doesn't matter if you're a girlfriend, boyfriend, you should never treat someone like that. But I think girlfriends, like, they have a boundary of what they can say is truthful and like, but then also not hurtful at the same time.
Yeah, like the delivery, right? There's a way to say something to someone without it having to be
Yeah.
cruel or mean.
Has there like ever been a moment where like your girlfriends said something to you and then you were like, oh my god, I didn't realize that, or like it only clued in after you talked to them, or like reawakened you on something?
Definitely. I feel like there's been so many situations. I mean, even with you, probably, there's been situations, I think. Okay, let's just put my dating life out there. It's not great. I've had some pretty not so great experiences. And obviously, when you're dating someone, you're wearing the rose tinted glasses, right? So obviously your friends are not gonna put up with the things maybe you're putting up with in the relationship, and they want what's best for you, so they're gonna tell you like what's up. And when I was young and I was naive, I didn't really maybe believe what they were saying, or maybe I knew where they were coming from, but I didn't want to believe it myself. I didn't want to accept that because I was so in love, right? But I mean, after some time, you kind of figure it out yourself. You kind of have to realize it yourself. And then after taking a step back, I was like, oh my God, my friends were right from the very beginning.
Like it's hard to like hear in those moments, and I know like sometimes like when girls like they talk to their friends, they might only talk to them about like the times when it gets bad. But like as a good girlfriend too, I feel like you should try to be like open to remembering to tell your girlfriends that, oh yeah, all the good things that are happening too. Because I know,
be supportive.
yeah, and I think we talk about like the bad things, but I think it's also good to balance out with the good things, because I definitely had those moments where like I've maybe someone that I was like talking to, and then my girlfriends were like, yeah, I don't know who about them, and then they just never knew like that person. Now that I'm saying it, I'm not sure if that's necessarily me, but I definitely know some of my friends like where like the blindness about someone, and all the girlfriends are like, it's just right in front of you, but it just never like
It doesn't
like
click.
It doesn't
until
click in the
you,
moment.
come
Yeah.
to terms with it.
Yeah, and then I feel like it's kind of different than like if you're talking to like maybe your parents, because like your parents aren't in the same generation as you to
They
like
don't get it.
they don't
Yeah.
they wouldn't see like, oh, how you I'm assuming that if you are like dating someone and then that you bring that person along, and it's not like your parents are necessarily seeing you during the dating, but your friends definitely are seeing you in that more casual sense.
Yeah.
So that is a different type of dynamic that is important for an outsider like to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like a good girlfriend is just someone who will be like your second eyes too, but not in
Yeah.
a bad way either.
Yeah, not in a bad way. And also, they're there to support you through all the good times. Also, just like cheer you on for everything that's going on in your life. I feel like it's so weird. I feel like I've had people tell me, like, oh, maybe it's because people have different experiences, but I am always so happy for my friends when they, you know, meet a goal, or they like start their own business, or like something great happens in their life. I am so excited for them.
Yeah.
And I just feel like if you're not excited for your friends and you're not supporting them in their endeavors as they are for you, you need to
That's
work.
questionable.
Yeah, that's
a little questionable.
You need to do some inner work, because I think, I've had people tell me where they're like, at the end of the day, your friends are preying on your downfall. And I'm like,
That's kind of a sick mindset.
isn't that weird? And I'm like,
I don't know if
I don't think like that. But maybe it's because I'm now in a very healthy state of my life where I am just genuinely so happy for my friends, and all of their successes. And I know they are the same for me.
Yeah.
So I feel like that also entails being a good friend. And that's how you can also just like look out for people who you think are really your good friends, but maybe aren't. Like, look at the people who aren't cheering for you, who aren't supporting you. Like,
I feel like if they're not cheering you on, I feel like that's low-key they're maybe like jealous, or
I
like you
think
said,
so
praying
too. They're
for your
like
downfall.
insecure, they're jealous, and they just need to do some inner work, because
Yeah.
happy people
I think
are
people
not-
don't. I think people suss out like happy people or nice people.
Yeah.
Like we might not be like happy like all the time, but I definitely think like me and Tiff can be like a little bit happier like in general. The way that we are like with people, but I definitely see people question it because they're like, it's so weird that you're like so chip, or like, oh, you're probably hiding a secret, but it's not always the case too. Like, I
Yeah,
think,
there's like no motive. I'm just generally so happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy for my friends.
yeah. Have you ever had a moment if there was a time that someone like didn't cheer you on? Because I've definitely had something like that with like an ex friend.
Maybe not necessarily like cheering me on. I've had like friendship breakups from like for like other reasons, but for cheering on, maybe not so much. I think maybe one good example would be, I don't know if it's a good example, but like social media, right? Have you ever seen how like people always post that the strangers you meet on the internet are more supportive than your actual friends in real life?
Yeah, seriously.
Right? And it's like a very interesting take. Granted, all of my closest friends now in my circle, they're always supportive. They always at least like my posts. And even the ones who don't use social media, when they sign on, they're the first to like it or comment or engage. But I think, in the past, people who I thought were my close friends, they would just be like watching my content and they wouldn't engage whatsoever. I've had people who I consider good friends, they only comment like really negative things on my posts, or they'll reply to my story, but the comment is very negative or kind of, it's
like
just
another
whack
connotation.
yeah. It's like you can tell like it's not supportive and they're trying to bring you down, and I don't like that. So I guess that's my example, but I know you've been through your
I mean,
fair share.
yeah,
So
and we can talk about like friendship breakups too, but I think in terms of this, where like if they're not cheering you on, I've definitely had like a moment with like an ex friend where she didn't take my social media seriously at the time, and obviously I was around like college or something, or maybe after college, I don't know, around that time, and my page I was definitely giving some more dedication to than like other things that I was doing, but I could tell that she was getting like frustrated because we wouldn't be hanging out like as much. And granted, yes, like it probably could have been like time management on my part, but then like I'm not telling you like, oh, your social media isn't like it's not like a real thing. It's not like a real job. And then for me, like it's really important that like even if this is not necessarily like my full time like doing content creation, but it's something that's a part of me that I've like built. And at the time too, I was growing it, and I was like my it was my main like priority at the
And it
time.
makes you happy, right?
Yeah, and then I was just like the lack of not seeing that. It was kind of like upsetting because I was like, oh well, like is everything that I do just like a joke to you, or like you just see that like yes, I'm like a food blogger and stuff, but for me to like because I'm just like eating, it's not like an actual like job or something.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean
That's
it's okay. I mean, we like don't talk anymore,
well, look
but
where you are now, you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
she
So
took it as a joke, but you've built a whole business from ground up.
yeah, and it's just interesting because there are people who will, like put you like down in that way, but obviously I didn't take it to heart because I was just more upset in the feeling like what the heck, like I'm this is like my job, like
Yeah.
and I understand that if we're not hanging out as much, but I'm saying my priorities have been like here and the respect of that, and it made me question like, oh, did you think everything that I was doing before like was not real or something? I'm like, but yeah, I mean, it's a interesting line, and again, granted, that was a time during like when Instagram and stuff was still like coming up
Mm-hmm.
and TikTok too, so it wasn't like nobody could really see how it is in content creation. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've definitely had friendship breakups in general where it was, um, like not just about like the hanging or about my job, but just friendship breakups about not being able to like hang out with people and stuff. Because I feel like you and I like it's kind of an odd topic because people are like, oh, just schedule something, just hang out with people. But for me, I kind of have a hard time like being able to like schedule hangouts with people like
Because we're busy and we have
mhm,
a lot of different friend groups and a lot of people we care about that we want to see.
mhm,
And people don't understand that like we are making time for everybody,
mhm.
but because I'm not seeing you every week doesn't mean I love you any less. It's just
Yeah.
I have other people I have to see too, you know?
Mhm. And I think it's hard because Tiff and I like as much as like maybe it seems like we're like busy, we have a lot of like pockets of like friend groups that I think we have, and to like manage the time to like meet all of them, like I think sometimes I get a little like overwhelmed because I know that I'm supposed to hang out with people, or like I miss people, but I just like don't have it in my schedule as much as I did maybe like in college or something, to like hang out with everyone or like manage that and work now too, because for my work I'm pretty like busy most of the
Hmm.
time, and then by the end of the week I feel like I'm pretty drained, and
Yeah.
then to dedicate like a time like on the weekend or something for like my friends or my like or my relationship, and then or maybe like work
Or just
again.
for yourself,
Yeah,
you
like
know?
I think it's definitely the narrative kind of changed where I'm not as I don't think I'm as social as I was when I was younger, I'll be honest. And then
Yeah.
it's kind of sad, I feel, because I was like a pretty like big social butterfly, and I would still like to be like that, but it's like really hard for me to manage my time, like especially for myself and then other people. Like if I'm already talking to people at work and then I have to talk to people, not have to, but even though I wish I could talk to my friends, but talking to them and then making time for myself, it's just like not in my
Not enough
realm.
time in the day, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've definitely had friendship breakups where they were upset because I couldn't like make the time. But I'm like, I don't even have the time for myself sometimes. And
Yeah.
maybe it's the lack of me not sharing, like, I'm feeling like overwhelmed or something
Hmm.
in the moment. But I also feel like as friends, you kind of just I have kind of the expectation for my friends that they just would kind of know that.
Yeah, I think your true friends understand, like, as you get older too, everyone's busy with their own lives, you
Mhm.
know? And I think as we grow up, our frontal lobes develop, and we just, when you see your friends, it's like you'll catch up and it's like no time pass.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's like people I consider my best friends. I'm lucky if I see them once a month. Like, I'm so
Yeah.
grateful because I know they have other things going on. I know people are
Mm-hmm.
busy with work and extracurriculars or like their own partners, their
Mm-hmm.
families too.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
everyone just has to be more mindful and like understanding of that.
Yeah, and I wish too. Like, I realize that not everyone probably thinks the way that maybe we do about, oh, if you don't see someone, that means that,
They don't like me or
yeah,
something
or
like
like the
that. Yeah.
relationship is dying or something. But it's not quite that way, in my opinion. Like, I
Mhm.
feel like maybe if I haven't seen someone in a long time, I don't consider them like you were saying earlier, like less of a friend or anything.
Mhm.
But I definitely like still see them as a friend. I just haven't been able to like make that time, and I'm so sorry for everyone that I haven't been able to like hang out,
Oh, no.
because I mean, it's just really hard for me to like schedule, and I feel like my mind just wants to like rot, you
No, I
know.
feel you. And I wish,
Mhm.
people like that could see your calendar or
Oh
see my
gosh.
calendar. Like there's literally months where I'll have something planned every
Mhm.
day of the month. Like I think last year, May, I don't
Mhm.
know if you remember, my entire May was blocked out. I had something to do or like someone to see, an event to go to every day of May except for 2 days.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's including weekdays. And it's
Yeah,
like,
it's just like packed, and it's like even on weekdays sometimes it's like there's dinner, and then
Mhm.
like for me it's hard for me to plan time for myself when I have to eat, and then eating is going to take like an hour or so, and then I have to go to the gym, and then like my day's gone.
Mhm.
Or like if I'm going to commit to a dinner during the weekday, that means I probably have to sacrifice going to the gym because I
Mhm.
don't have time, or I'm exhausted.
Yeah, or you like wake up early and go, and then you're like even more exhausted during the
Yeah,
day.
and I don't know if I want to enter work just already being exhausted. I know for other
Yeah.
people it does definitely work for them to have like that morning workout to
Mhm.
reset. But for me, I'm just like I push myself and I'm tired
Yeah.
like after the gym, so I try not to like, yeah, but yeah, either way, it's just like the essence. Like I find it a little hard to, because even in my work, I have we have a lot of clients,
Mhm.
and so I feel like I get pulled in a lot of directions. So I'm attending to like maybe something that our clients are saying, or maybe something that my team is saying, and then like all this talk for even someone who I feel like I'm pretty like extroverted, it's so draining, and I don't think people
Mhm.
like realize that, because obviously again like I can't blame anyone, because it's not like maybe they don't see me, so they don't really see how I am like being like received for work or anything. But for me, like attending to all those like conversations, it's just like sometimes at the end of the day I don't want to talk. And so yeah, I feel like it's a development that I'm still trying to like figure out. But I think that's also an explanation that I kind of have to give to some of my friends that I haven't been able to see, because they get like I've had people get upset at me for not like being able to make time to like schedule, or if they haven't seen me. But they also kind of deserve to know that I'm like I'm just sometimes don't give that explanation to them of what's happening in
Yeah.
my life. I think over time, like you do see those people who really like resonate with you, and they don't get like offended or something by you not hanging out. Because I think we definitely have friends now that they don't mind.
Yeah, like we're all on the same page, which I
Mhm.
really like and I really appreciate. But I guess that comes with age too, maybe,
Yeah,
or
I could see
yeah.
that. Like, I don't know if people really know how old we are, really.
I don't think people do. I don't know. I mean, our friends do. It's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. But me and Tiff were like mid to late 20s.
Oh my God, you're so nice. You're so nice, Nina. Thank
Um,
you.
so yeah, that's our age range, and that is our audience.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like as we gotten older, like it's so different than college, because college, like you're so readily available to like see your friends,
It's
and then
convenient.
yeah,
And now you're not living with your friends, you're not
mhm,
living next door. It's
mhm,
not convenient. So you have to put in the effort and the work to hang out, make
yeah.
plans, do things.
Yeah, because I feel like when I was in college, like all I had to, yeah, I had to worry about school, but like hanging out was like so easy. I didn't have to worry about like bills or like
Yeah.
money. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there are some people there who care about money at that time, but I feel like my priority was school and just like friends and stuff.
Hmm.
So, and studying. So in actuality, compared to now, well, it may feel like we're free because we're not in school. Like going to work is like a commitment.
It's exhausting.
You go to work, you have to pay the bills. Like, yes, you have money to spend that you did not have in college, where in college you were just going to boba shops and seaside, and like, and then that's what I was doing. And then now it's just like, okay, yeah, okay, we're gonna go to like Hawaii, but I need to get my PTO in straight or something. Like that's always like conversation.
Adulting is not easy.
Mm-mm.
I low-key feel scammed.
Yeah.
Life's just one big scam.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like sometimes I just wish I could just be rich, like, and just not have to
Honestly,
like.
same.
And then I wish all my friends are all rich too, and then
Yeah.
we all just like just
Party
chill out.
together. I know. I always tell my friends, like, if I ever become rich or if I ever marry rich,
I'll make
all my-
all of you rich.
you're all coming with me. We're
Yeah.
all going on vacation together.
Yeah. Like, do you
Like,
think
it's a group effort, you know?
it's a group effort on my on my bill?
part. Yeah.
But do you think those people like Kylie Jenner and stuff? Do you think she pays for all of their like trips and stuff, like the friends, or like Sabrina Carpenter? You know, like she has her friends that she like takes to the snow. I only bring that up because that's a recent thing I've seen.
I think so. She seems like really
giving
cool,
back.
and like I feel like a lot of celebrities do give back to at least give back to the people you love and care about who
Yeah.
are like
'Cause-
loyal to you.
No, seriously, I feel like if I had like all the money in the world, I literally would be like giving it to my friends.
Same.
I feel like I would.
you get a car, you get a car. I'm like
I
freaking
know.
Oprah over here.
I know. No, that's what's her name? Kim Kardashian did for her PR assistant. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she gave her like this. I actually don't know if it was a Cybertruck, but
Was it the cyber cab or something?
yeah. But yeah, she gifted her that. But obviously, they have a relationship, and they're at that.
Oh, it was a cyber truck.
Yeah, and then I would literally do that. Like I feel like in the relationship that I have with my friends, like I wish that I could have done I could be doing more, you know.
Same.
And then sometimes like more, yes, it would be in the form of like time, but sometimes like if I don't have time, I would rather just like when we do have the time, it's just like the best time out of everything.
Yeah. If we
Different
were
ways.
rich, we would not be filming on a couch in my living room. You know?
No, this is
be
this
like-
is called luxury. Okay, this is luxury. Like we got the lights and everything. Like if you guys like see like our studio, like we've just put all these like lights around us, and we just used all the lights, all the outlets that
Literally
possible in this
all the
apartment.
outlets
Yeah,
that I have.
yeah, but I think it's been good. No, I mean like it's nice. You're it's cozy here.
God, thanks. You're such a supportive girlfriend. Thank you.
but yeah, back on the topic of like being like a good girlfriend, I feel like your friends obviously like we might not be like rich now, but I think they'll always be there when they see you in your lows and your highs and stuff. But I also think like girlfriends are pretty like emotionally intelligent. Is that the right word?
Yeah, I mean, girls in general are more emotionally intelligent by far
Yeah.
than.
Maybe I know we're talking a lot about girlfriends right now, but don't worry, we'll talk about boyfriends in another like episode. But we wanted to highlight like just girls because I feel like girls are very like they can be emotionally connected to you. Like while you might think like your story is like a lot or something, girls will hang on to every single word and remember everything that you
every
said.
detail.
Yeah.
Girls are just elite. I'm sorry,
I-
boys. but-
it might feel like it's very like nitpicky sometimes when it comes from like a girl or anything, but I think they are obviously trying to like get all the details because they don't want to get anything wrong and they want
Oh my
to.
god, yeah, it's like, have you seen those videos where girls will ask their boyfriend, or no, the boyfriend will be like, oh, did you hear like Rachel and Dan broke up? And then you'll be like, oh my god, what happened? And then the boy will be like, I don't know. And then if it was like a
Yeah.
girl, she'll be like, she'll know.
She'd be like,
detail.
it's because of this happened, and if
yeah.
you remember that this like thing, yeah, I think that girls are really like good at remembering the drama, but. Not that saying that boys don't remember the drama, because I think my boyfriend will remember. He likes hearing this stuff.
They like the tea too. They just don't know how to collect
The story,
the data,
the emotion, and the feeling.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you were to ask someone to reenact it, I'm sure girls will probably reenact it, but the only thing is that they might exaggerate it a little bit. But then it's because they know, like, oh, it's the feeling that they know.
And then if you have a boy reenact it, it's just giving nothing.
But yeah, no, I mean, sometimes guys can be like good at it, but it just depends on the story. Yeah, but yeah, I guess in terms of like girlfriends, they're just someone who just knows the storyline. They're there for the plot.
They are there for the plot.
Yeah.
They contribute to the plot.
They contribute. Yeah, they're all side characters. We're all side characters in each other's like story.
They contribute. Yeah, they help you do research.
Yeah, I feel
FBI.
Yeah, okay, what's like the craziest thing that your girlfriends have like done for you, like in terms of like, I know we were kind of like not inching, like inclining. Sometimes girls are very like stalkerish, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like the FBI for my friends.
Like if we're
in our friend group, we have Carolyn, who's like, we call her Miss Detective.
Yeah, and this is in terms of like, let's say that someone is dating someone, or someone's trying to figure out,
or just find tea on people, or like snoop, you know.
Yeah, I feel like unfortunately girls are kind of good at it.
Dude,
like it might seem scary. It's scary how it's like, if people are like, so if they're portraying themselves online in a certain way, I feel like that kind of
if you're hiding, I can find you. Like you can ask some of my friends. Like I've had girlfriends who like go to Santa Barbara for a weekend. They meet a guy all day, and then they come back and they're like, all I have is like his like first name. I'll be like, don't worry, I got you. And like maybe a phone number, right? And then I'll go online and I'll do like my little checks of everything, and then I'm like, is it this guy, and then I always end up finding them. Like I literally just need like first name and I can find everything about them.
I feel like if it's open in public, I think that's why we need to have another episode about privacy and boundaries, because I think like, first of all, like if you have all your information just out there in the open, like definitely try to be sensitive. But in terms of girl world,
you're not safe. You're literally not safe. Like you think you're private, you think you like hid your Facebooks and your Instagrams and everything. Like no, like we will find it.
And I know that, and I hope if you're a good girlfriend that you wouldn't do anything bad with that information. And there's a preface that TIFF doesn't usually do anything bad. It's just like, I'm really it's just like research, but yeah, it's research purposes.
I just provide the data, you know, and then you do what you want with it.
Yeah, and I know like people are like, oh, don't like see like don't believe what you see online and stuff. But then if you're someone who's portraying themselves in a certain way online, it's very like telling. So it's very important to like keep your identity, and if you're gonna display it out in the public, that it's something that you can be proud of. Is just the essence of that conversation. But in terms of like what girls like will go above and beyond, like I've heard girls like if they know the guy's first name and then their school, it's probably like usually easier for them to like find that person, because sometimes like people will be putting it on their like Instagram bios or on their LinkedIn and stuff. So
you just be careful. Like I look through your Venmos too.
Oh my God.
So, and I found a lot of hot tea through that like, yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, so that's what I'll do for my girlfriends. I do, because I mean I was an auditor in the past, so you know I'm good at doing my due diligence.
You know, I feel like being an auditor, you definitely have to look at the fine detail.
Yeah,
because you're checking for things that are wrong if you're like in auditing.
Exactly. So I'm good at looking for things, but
yeah, I think girls are just they can be detective if they really like want to.
That's what I'm saying. Like they should have a whole FBI force just women. I feel like we could get stuff done.
Yeah, seriously,
we can solve those cold cases.
Oh my God, I feel like sometimes those things that I see online, like there's been so many like even Netflix shows or like social media like studying the case by just like a regular content creator, that they've like uncovered like the truth from their own thing, and sometimes you
Yeah.
just need that second eye.
Oh,
But
gosh.
as in essence, maybe girls need to be on those mystery true crime things.
I
Like,
think so.
yeah, I think they could really find
Women
some
can
detail.
really just save the world.
Yeah.
It's a very woman
Yeah. So
empowerment
yeah,
type
girlfriend.
episode.
But yeah, I think just girls like I'm trying to think of another.
Like I would die for my girlfriends. Like there was this one music festival. It was like when Porter came out with his own festival, like Second Sky. It was the very first one. It was in Oakland. My friends and I, we flew up to meet up with our other friends. We went to the festival. It was so cold, like beyond cold. Like you ask anyone who went to that festival, it was so freaking cold. Oh, sorry, something fell. It was so cold, and we're all just in like crop tops and shorts and had light jackets on. But it was pretty bad that when one of my friends, she was like a lot of my friends who are in relationships, they were literally like holding on to their partners to just like create body heat because it was so cold. And one of my best friends, she it was so cold, even though she had like a jacket on and her boyfriend was hugging her, she was so cold she literally like passed out, fainted kind of. I literally took the jacket off of me. I was freezing, keep in mind. I took off my jacket immediately and I just like threw it on her because I was like, no
Yeah,
one's
okay.
dying on my watch, you know? Like, but it's like, even though I'm literally freezing to death, seeing her pass out or like, I was so scared. So I was like, I'll just take the jacket off my back and give it to her, you know?
I think girls like maybe it's because there's like some mom instinct or something that
I
comes
think
out,
so.
and girls definitely have like a very caring attitude or like motherly type of love. So maybe that's something that translates to like their friendships and stuff, or even like their relationships where like they're more like motherly or they're very like caring towards the people that they like and stuff. So maybe that's also why, because I feel like for example with guys, the way I think of them, like when they care for someone, like they would want to like protect them and stuff, and that I think is can be in the form of caring, but it's also kind of different than just regular like motherly love. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think girls they can like protect you, but they're like there to like really care for you. And your girlfriends, if you're like upset about something, and then maybe it's like a little bad, and they're like, yeah, no, like I believe you, and they're just
Yeah.
like your hype woman, you know?
Yes, I think
So-
that's what it is. It's
Yeah.
like having a hype woman is, yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah, and then even if it sounds so delulu, they'll just still
They'll
be
still
like,
support
they'll
you.
still be
Yeah.
there, like yeah. I mean, they'll tell it again, like what we were saying earlier. Like they'll tell it when it's like wrong, but then if you're like, I just want someone to listen to me, they'll be like first.
Yeah,
like,
they'll
their first
encourage
ears.
the
Yeah, and they'll
Delulu.
be like, yeah, that's Delulu. Like I'm Delulu, you're Delulu. Let's all be
Let's all
Delulu.
be Delulu.
Yeah. So
Honestly, be Delulu. I think it makes life more fun.
yeah, true. Yeah.
Joy sent me an article. I think people who are Delulu live longer.
Ooh.
So we
cool.
should just continue being Delulu all the time.
Yeah. I feel like it's always nice to be. That's true though, because I feel like being Delulu, you're kind of setting yourself like, in a happy place where you're
Yeah.
just not giving like, you're not really caring about anything. But yeah, the girlfriends will join in.
Yeah.
I feel like was it you where, actually you went to Dallas and then you had all the cowboy hats,
Did I go to Dallas? Austin?
or was it Austin?
Wait, what cowboy hats?
I don't know. I just remember seeing someone with a bunch of cowboy hats and they were all matching. But I could be wrong, actually. Maybe not you. But I was going to say, if that was relevant to TIFF, that your girlfriends would be as Delulu with you wearing sparkly, like, cowboy hats and stuff.
Oh yeah, I feel like my friends, yeah, they're willing to do silly things with me. I mean, for example, you probably do more than they do to the extent of like dressing up and running around a ship singing
With
"Sweet Life
wigs.
on Deck." But no, my friends are pretty great. They're willing to be silly too, and I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that we talked about, like, girlfriends, like, for friendships, but how do you think, like, a good girlfriend should be for, like, in a relationship, usually?
Honestly, I think it's the same. I think you have to be honest, loyal, show up for your partner, realize that it's not always going to be 50-50, you know? Right? Like,
Yeah, no, those are all
it's like it
facts.
translates. It's just different, you know, because I think with girlfriends, we're maybe on the same page more, but with, in relationships, well, I guess in this case, it'd be like if I had a boyfriend, right? It's different because I'm now trying to have a relationship with a man and they think very differently. They're,
Guys have a,
guess-
yeah, no, I
I'm
think
trying to say this in a nicer way. They're more simple-minded, and girls, I think we might overthink things. We're a little bit more emotional.
yeah. Yeah, I think girls, they kind of dwell on a lot of like little things, which not to say like guys don't do that too, but I definitely think like there's a sense of vulnerability that girls are more open to like display versus guys. Like they have this idea to protect themselves to where like they're protecting their feelings or protecting their emotions, and then it's hard for them to be vulnerable, whereas like girls are a little bit more
In
like
tune with their feelings.
in tune with their feelings, and they're more like they wear their heart on their sleeve
sleeves,
a lot.
yeah.
Again, not saying this is with all like people, everyone's different,
Yeah.
but I think with guys, like sometimes to get them to like open up, it's sometimes like a girl who is able to like really like soften their heart or like open them up and stuff. So yeah, and then, I mean, I hope you guys with your bromance will be able to like have a soft spot for your bros, but
Yeah, I
do-
think it's different.
Yeah,
Like bros, they don't talk about their feelings with each other.
yeah, I think it's because everyone's probably trying to protect themselves, like their feelings, and for your guys or they're your bros and stuff, and they're just like, oh, let's just like have a good time and stuff. Like I think
Yeah.
that's what's really great about guys, because
No drama.
no drama, no drama, which is really nice. And then when it's time to like, okay, let's just like switch things up, like they're very good at like just really changing the subject. Sometimes with girls, like they might like really ponder the relationship with you, and there's just a lot to think about. But then with guys, they could be more straightforward, so then it's a bit
Yeah.
it's a bit easier if you want to like let go in that aspect. But yeah, I think it's usually like nice for like being a good girl, and if you're being a good girlfriend, like you're like allowing that space for your like partner to like be vulnerable in that way, or be like accepting and welcoming their feelings and their thoughts and stuff, because sometimes my guys might not just have that opportunity, or like your
Yeah.
partner.
Yeah.
So, for like girlfriends, do you think there's times like in the relationship where you're like, oh, sometimes I wish I'm not like a girl, like I'm not a girl, and I feel like so like silly for being this way? Not really. This way?
No, I don't think so.
I like being a girl. I'm kidding.
I love being a girl.
I was gonna say the reason why I bring that question is because sometimes like, if it's my time of the month and I'm like in such a mood, you know, I feel like girls, they just know, and then everyone's like, me too. It's so
It's
because
because we're
my time.
we're all in sync.
We're all in sync, and then girls would be like that, and then the guys are like, what's in the month? Like,
Yeah. They're like, what's happening?
yeah, and I'm like, and I'm getting so emotional that you don't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just like, I wish you could just read my mind. Like,
it's the month. It's just the month.
like
But-
everything is setting me off.
yeah, so I think that's when I feel like, I feel so bad that I'm being so emotional, but I'm trying my best, because I definitely think my like emotions are like heightened around like that time, and then
for
like
sure.
I definitely have to preface like to my boyfriend if I'm feeling really
Like,
moody.
hey, just a heads up.
Yeah, so this is not gonna be a good week. But yeah, I definitely think like that's something I wish I wasn't like too like preoccupied too, and I feel like for girls too, I think I definitely like overthink, and then sometimes like my boyfriend's a bit more straightforward, so I feel like when I feel overwhelmed with what I'm thinking, I think he's very good at like responding, and like
That's so
yeah,
good.
I think he's good at responding like of what I want to hear, which is yes similar to like my girlfriends, but girlfriends will be like, what about this, what about this, what about this, and then like maybe sometimes when I need it, I'll definitely heed their advice. But then with my boyfriend, I think it because it has to be like step by step, like in the
Yeah.
process, I think it's nice to have that
And
calmness
they're just
energy.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I feel it. And sometimes they're just more they're not as delulu, you know? Like
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like I just want you to support even like the crazy things I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they're just sometimes more logical.
Yes, no, actually, true.
Which
Like,
is great. Like I love that
mhm,
they're so logical about things.
yeah.
But I'm like sometimes just feed into my delulu just a little bit too, you
Yeah.
know?
Like, I'm sure I'm gonna keep talking about Labubu every episode. I need to shut up. But I
No,
mean,
it's
like, no,
okay.
because I was gonna say, like, if I told my girlfriends, like, oh, I want to get another Labubu, and they're like, oh, yeah, you just go get the clothes, get everything.
Yeah.
And then, like, if I tell my boyfriend, he's like, no, don't buy another Labubu. And then he's like, you go wait on it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. But the girlfriends are gonna tell you, buy that outfit, Labubu.
Yeah, whatever makes you happy,
Yeah,
babe.
yeah, that's how girls are.
And then the
which is
boys
funny.
are just like,
Yeah, but then boys do bring out, like, I guess, a good side too to girlfriends.
it's
where
a good
like,
balance.
yeah, because I definitely think sometimes I feel like guys are more like into the adventure, like the adrenaline rush. Because I don't actually, I could be wrong too. Girls might not be like into the adrenaline rush.
I mean, I think some are. I have friends. I mean, my
Mhm.
little sister's
Like an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah, she will
Mhm.
be like everywhere we travel to. Like she went bungee jumping at like the age of like
Like 3.
13
No,
or
kidding.
something.
I was like 3.
No, you know, she's like an adrenaline junkie.
Mm.
I'm not as much.
That's
Like I
pretty
love
cool.
adventure, but I
Mhm.
don't want to jump off a bridge.
Yeah.
For fun.
Yeah, and I think like not that guys are like reckless or anything, but I definitely think that thrill for life is like sometimes you might find in like other
That
people.
makes sense too. Just because men, I think they don't worry about maybe safety as much as we do.
We're the motherlies.
Yeah, we're the
Like,
motherlies, and then just growing up as a girl, you know, you're told to always like be careful.
True.
You know.
Yeah, and guys already like protect everyone, and they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm the transformer. I'm like, I'm protected. Like they're like that, you know. It's just really like that's how I feel like guys are always
This is
protector.
what JD's like.
Yeah, but I like him.
Nina's protector.
But I like it.
Yeah, it makes me feel so like fragile.
I'm so safe behind my transformer.
Girl.
Yeah, but I definitely think like my boyfriend protects me like in ways. But I also think like when I'm a girlfriend, my brain turns off sometimes because I'm so like.
See, that's what I want. I just want to be with someone where I can turn my brain off. But I think maybe in my last relationship, I felt like my brain had to constantly be on. And I don't. And I was like, I think that's also what drained me. You know,
Yeah.
I kind of lost my. You saw, like, I lost my sparkle. I'm not the same as I used to be.
Yeah, I definitely think like in Tiff's relationship, it was like, I mean her previous, it was like a light just kind of dimmed.
Went out.
Yeah,
It poof.
it was literally like one of those like lights that you have to drag down for like the mood light.
Yeah.
But hers was like off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took a while for me to get my sparkle back, but now I'm never going to be like my full 100%, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to give in that way, in that manner too. So I can understand like how much effort sometimes like a girlfriend like might put because I generally do see like girls might like plan a lot, and I can see them like a lot of troubles I hear from my girlfriends are like, oh, I'm always the one planning, or I'm always the one who's like initiating like what the schedule is and stuff. And I definitely think like I have a lot of organized friends, so I can understand the worry that like I'm the only one who's making like the plans or something could be like frustrating. But it's kind of a lot of weight too if like emotionally you have to like lead, or if you have to like always make the plans or always make the time. But I think
Yeah, it's like I'm the boyfriend. Literally.
Yeah, I think,
sometimes
like-
I felt like I was the boyfriend and I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely should.
It's weird.
It definitely should be like an even like balance of how like a girlfriend is a good girlfriend and treats her like man like the king that he should be, but it's also like the return is the king should treat his girl like a queen, you know. So yeah, I feel like it's kind of like a struggle, and that's not something that you can really like learn overnight and stuff. But I definitely think like when you're in the relationship, you are a good friend. You're a good girlfriend when you can like just listen to each other ultimately, which is the skill set that girls like have. Like they're capable of like hearing you out, like listening and stuff. So you definitely can use that when you're in your relationship to like have your boyfriend like open up to you in a certain way, or like hear him out of how he's feeling and stuff. So yeah, there's always good sides to being a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like relationships, whether it's friendships, partners, the values are all the same. You know, it's just like situationally things might be a little bit different here and there, but the core values of it all the same.
Girlfriends, girlfriends.
Another high five.
We're like girlfriends. So we always clap. This is random, but we always clap to start our video because we're trying to match the audio with the video, so we can sync it later. But that's why we high five.
Yeah, I know. I mean, do they get cut out in the beginning? Do we know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, yeah, it gets cut out, but I mean, sometimes like I think
keep it in.
Yeah, I think our first episode that we did, we were like, I don't think we got a good enough like high five, and we kept doing it in the first like few seconds. Yeah, but it's okay. We're girlfriends.
Tag your girlfriends below.
Yeah, tag them below, and maybe we can give some shout outs of like some girlfriends that we really like.
Oh yeah, maybe put like in the comments, like tag your girlfriends, and maybe you know, a great memory that you guys have together of like how your girlfriend showed up for you.
Yeah. Because I think it's important because, like, I think maybe nowadays it might feel hard to not have, like, you might not feel like you have a relationship to, like, rely on, or maybe the right friendships to, like, rely on. But I think it's good to remember there are people out there who you will mesh with. There are people out there who you will really, like, bond with, whether it's, like a friendship or, like, a relationship. But let's revive it in the comments that like there's hope in the world.
Yeah. It takes effort, you know.
Yeah.
Friendships have to be reciprocated, and both of you have to put energy into it. And yeah, like Nina says, just because it died doesn't mean it can't be revived.
Yeah. Like there's, like I said, I promise there's like some really good like friendships out there. And like while there might be like people in your life that maybe you're not as like close to anymore, or like that chapter of your life with that friendship might not continue in the next, like I think always be grateful that it had happened, because without those people too, like maybe you wouldn't have had the discoveries of who you are now. So you need those like relationships, and you need those friendships to like teach you the lessons that you need, or be the support that you needed at the time, and then you can move on. Yeah. So maybe next time we can talk about a little bit more about like friendships in the sense of like how they are for chapters in your life.
Yeah.
Because not everyone might be there for the full road.
I
Like,
know. Friends could be like buses. They like come
buses,
and
they have a
go.
stop.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Some will just ride the bus.
They'll
and never
continue
get
to
off.
ride, yeah, they got a membership.
Yeah,
They got that Suica card from like from the train in Japan.
You just can't kick them off.
I know. Yeah, but then if you are out of money, you're off the train. Get off the next stop.
Boo.
Yeah, but there's no harm in like having those friendships that have like a closure and stuff, because sometimes like they just might be going in a different path that no longer serves you, and like it's not something to be at fault for. It's not something to be like ashamed of, or
And
like
you're just making room for new people to come into your life who maybe have more similar interests as you, and like just are gonna be better friends for you.
Yeah, and like what Tiff said earlier, like your friends are also they also have the attribute of being someone who you can grow alongside with. So I definitely think over time you should surround yourself with people who you are more like-minded with, and maybe at the same phase of you in life, because if you're not there aspiring and you're stuck thinking like older way, because I think I only say that because like if let's say that we were like our age now and we had like friends who still live in like that party like college like phase, I feel like that's something that I would have to reconsider.
Yeah, I'm like
in my
I don't
friendship.
have the energy to go out and party every day now.
Yeah, and like it's not like a bad thing if that's like your lifestyle, but for me, like I see myself having this shift in the way I want to see in my career, and then I have a shift the way that I want to manage my time, and I might not see the lifestyle as the same as when I was younger, or like people who might like want to go out a little bit more. But yeah, and it's okay to have that shift. But again, the people who are like truly there for you, like will either continue riding the same train as you, or like you get off on a different like train and then I don't know, go on a different train. I'm trying to
That's
think of what a
okay.
connected flights, but I realized that there's no connected trains or buses. I don't know how that works. I have not really gone on a lot of public transportation. I'll be honest.
I mean, like in Japan though, like sometimes you have to do transfers. There's like different trains you get
Transfers,
on,
yes.
off, and you gotta
And then you're on the thing
completely
again.
different path to a completely different city, you know,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
We were really trying to make some symbolism out of
I
that.
know.
I was like, I think I got thrown off with the train. I probably should have said plane or something, right? Because the train, I was like, I was already imagining the line system in Japan. Like, oh my god, there's like too many lines, and I'm like, I don't even know where the transfer is. But but then the plane would have been a better one.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's just one connecting.
yeah, connecting flight. That would have been the right messaging. But I was really trying to make it. I'll get better at it, you guys. Making the symbolism work.
Oh my
But yeah, but like I said, I haven't been on a lot of public transportation. I'll be honest. I've only been on like public transportation and like in Japan and like outside of the country. Like I've only rode the metro like twice.
Here in LA.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
And
I'll
the-
take you. I'm like the metro
Yeah.
expert.
I want to do that Amtrak though. That one's
Yeah,
cool.
that was nice.
The
We
one in
could
San
take it up to
Diego.
like Santa Barbara.
Or Santa
weekend.
Barbara, that's cool too.
Yeah, I used to take it down from college during holidays.
Wow. This is Amtrak?
Yeah.
I thought it
Oh,
was
yeah, so my parents didn't have to drive like 3 hours up to get me, 3 hours back.
Yeah, I don't really know how. I could probably figure it out because it seems like the line system
Yeah,
is a
it's
bit
pretty
simpler.
easier.
But
Yeah, pretty
then, like,
easy.
I don't know how to ride the bus. I've never been on the bus,
Oh my gosh.
like public bus.
Okay,
in
maybe
America.
we do like a public transpo day and I'll
Oh my
take you
God.
around. I'm really good with public transportation.
Yeah, I feel like you would. You're pretty good at like directions, and if you're
Yeah.
more traveled, I feel like you would understand it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where are we gonna go.
I can go anywhere.
In
Nina.
the we're going
The
places.
world is your oyster.
We're literally going places.
Take
but-
you on a little adventure.
Yeah, I know. So we'll see. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that's the end of our episode.
Yeah. This was really lovely.
Yeah, and hopefully, like, I know we like talked a lot about girlfriends, but the boyfriends out there, if you have something to say, we'll see you on another episode when we talk about that. But maybe it would be good to have a boy on the next like
Yeah.
guest, and we can talk about like how it is to be like a bro, like a bromance, like how you do that, like the
Yeah, what is it called?
the dabbing, like boom, boom, boom. Like how you guys do that? I'll be honest, like, bro, man, what's up? What's up, man? Yeah, how do they do that? And girls are like, oh my god. Yeah, well, either way, you can see us on the next episode, and you'll always see us on Tuesdays.
Yes.
But if there's any topics you want us to talk about, leave it down below. After you make the comment about best memory with your girlfriends,
Yes.
so we can revive humanity and the life of friendships.
Yes. We're gonna revive friendships in 2025.
Yeah. I was just
2020 thrive.
honestly.
2020 revive.
Oh, that's pretty good,
Ooh.
dude. I'm like thinking about that one like Care Bear, where like have you seen those like Care Bears that are holding hands, and they're like, oh, the power of friendship. Like power of friendship can be all. I like that one. It's so funny. But yeah, catch us every like Tuesday. We'll be here and
And make sure to follow, like, subscribe.
everything.
YouTube, Instagram. Maybe we'll download Little Red Book or
Red
Shells.
Note.
Yeah.
But yeah, follow us on Just One Bite.
And
I forget. Sometimes I do forget. I'll be honest. Sometimes I forget the pod because our username is Just One Bite Pod.
yeah.
But I feel like not a lot of people have Just One Bite as their username.
No.
Maybe we'll trademark it. I'm kidding. All right.
Anyways, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.